Oh, good idea. All right.
No, you can't.
Great class. I'll see you in about an hour. Does that sound all right?
Yeah. It might be a tiny bit less because we
That's
can
fine.
also do it when we've
Yeah.
finished.
It's just a practice, isn't it? And just getting it down, Carol, is really, really
Yeah.
good. I've got to get mine down. All right.
Excellent.
I will love you and leave you.
Okay, brilliant.
Well, you know what I mean.
Yeah. Hello, everybody. My name's Carol Doherty, and I'm going to be leading this session this morning. Hopefully, everybody's here because they've been through the cardiac rehab program. And just to give you a little introduction about what the session is going to involve, you will probably know what sort of level you came out of cardiac rehab, whether that is level 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. We will be able to adjust this session to accommodate everybody from level 1 to 5. So just to let you know, the equipment that you will need this morning, you will need your little RPE card, so rate of perceived exertion card that's come within your pack. You will obviously, hopefully, have an understanding about this already, but we'll talk about that as well as we go along. You'll need a set of weights, so whether this be hand weights or using bottled water or even using milk cartons. The advantage of using milk cartons and water bottles rather than tins of beans is that they are fairly soft, and if you do drop them on your toes, it's not going to hurt as much as if you dropped a tin of beans on your foot with the sharper edges. You will also need a drink of water for yourself, and I encourage you to just keep drinking throughout the session. And you'll notice that I'm stood by the side of a chair with my equipment laid on the chair. So if you, whether you need to sit down at the chair, so I've got another chair here in case we need to sit down, or whether you're doing the whole session standing up, you need to have your equipment actually sat on a surface where you can reach it rather than bending down and standing up and then maybe causing yourself to feel a little bit dizzy or your blood pressure dropping. So we would recommend you have a sturdy chair as well, so that if you need it for a little bit of support or balance, you can use the chair as well. So the session is going to be near enough an hour, what you've been doing in cardiac rehab. It's going to be broken down into 3 sections. So you warm up 15 minutes with some rhythmical movements, some little stretching, and then we're going to raise the pulse again. We have the main section where we have the conditioning component and the active recovery. So we're going to do 1 minute of conditioning, and then we're going to do 1 minute of active recovery. And the active recovery is a little bit where we use the weights. If you want to sit down at any point, or if you feel that you need to sit down to start with, everything that we do standing, we can do sat in the chair as well. And so it's entirely up to you. The only thing that we would say is if you are sitting or you decide to have a little breather when you're standing, you must keep your feet moving. So just as they would do in cardiac rehab, keeping your feet moving. So even when we're doing the active recovery with the weights, you need to keep the feet moving all the time. And then we're obviously going to do a cool down at the end, which will be, again, about 10 minutes with some stretches in there as well that is going to develop the muscles to stretch a little bit more. So if everybody's ready, we are going to go. So standing or sitting in your chair, and we're going to start off. So just make sure you've got some nice width in your feet. This will make you aware of your balance a little bit. So once you bring your feet together, balance can be compromised. So always make sure you've got some nice width in your feet. And we're going to start by just moving the feet just in a small little marching. If you sat in the chair again, just make sure that your feet are starting to move a little bit. Excellent. And then we're going to just do some little taps out to the front. Small taps. Excellent. Brilliant. Good. And then just bring your feet in and just start the marching movements again. All the movements in this warm-up, they're taking you nice and gently from where we started, just warming the joints up. We're going to do some mobility and get the joints nice and warm. So we're just going to take a little step back and just a tiny little bounce off those toes. And again, just make sure that you're stepping so that you're not bringing your feet together. You've still got that width in your feet. Fantastic. Excellent. I'm just going to do just 2 more, so 1 more on each side, and then we're going to bring it back into that small march again. Fantastic. Lovely. So while you're keeping these feet moving, we're going to also do some mobility in this section. So for this, you can bring your feet to a sort of small hop. Just try and keep the heels moving a little bit. I'm going to roll the shoulders, just gently bringing the shoulders forward, up and back. Super. Bringing the shoulders forward, up and back. And just keeping those feet moving. Super. Coming down to the hands. So we're going to work from the top of the body down to the bottom with some mobility. We're going to go into the hands and just roll those hands around in a circle, loosening up through those wrist muscles. And then go in the other direction. Fantastic. Lovely. Just let your arms just dangle by your side. And just if you can, let your arms swing a little bit. Obviously, if you want to keep the chair nearby, if you feel a little bit wobbly, that's absolutely fine. Super. From this little marching action now, we're going to do a little step out to the side. Step to the side. Just tapping out with those toes. Tapping out to the side. Lovely. Transferring the weight from one leg to the other as well. So there's a little bit of balance involved. Fantastic. And then bring your feet in and we go into that little march again. Good. Lovely. And I want you to just take your feet just a little tiny tad wider and just take it into a sway. And quite a lot of the things that we're doing in the warm-up, we're also going to replicate in the conditioning section. So this warm-up, it's about getting your joints and your body used to some of the exercises that we're going to do when we go into the main section. Good. And just bring your feet back together again into those small marching movements. And then we are going to just bring the feet to a little halt. We're just going to roll through these hips. Just two rolls each way. Lovely. And then give it a little side to side. A little. Good. Excellent. Take it into that march again. So keeping these feet moving. Good. Really important once we start with the warm-up that we do keep the feet moving. Stops the blood pressure dropping too low, keeps the blood pressure nice and steady. Fantastic. So again, we're just going to tap to the front with those toes. Excellent. And then bring the feet in and a small march again through these heels. Good. Are we going to go to that backward step again? So step back, just tap backwards and push yourself in. Excellent. Good. Lovely. Bring your feet into that small march. Super. Lovely. So we are going to do a little bit of balance and support. So if you do need to sit down for this one, then please do. We're just going to go onto one leg and just give that ankle a little turn, and then in the other direction, and then swap feet. Little roll through that ankle, and in the other direction, and place that foot down. Lovely. And little marching steps again. Super. Good. Now I'm just going to turn to the side so you can see the next bit of the movement we're going to do. So it's important you keep the feet moving. We're going to do some small stretches. So bring your hands to the front and push them away. Keeping those feet moving, and then bring it down and bring the arms round, and you can place them on the base of your back or catch your fingers behind, whatever feels easier. And then bring those arms down, give them a little shake. Super. Lovely. So we're going to do a little stretch through this muscle here, the big thigh muscle. You need to try and catch your leg and draw your heel up towards your bottom. So if you can't quite reach your ankle, you can grab hold of the bottom of your trouser leg and just draw that heel up towards your bottom and try and stand nice and tall. But obviously, like I'm doing as well, holding on to something so you've got that support. Bring that leg down, and we're going up to the other leg. So gently reaching down, catching your laces or the trouser leg, trying to get your knees together if you can, standing nice and tall. Super. Bring that foot down. Nice little marching steps again. So we're just keeping those feet moving. Excellent. Good. So next we're going to go further down the leg to stretch. So we're going to take a step back onto the ball of your foot first, and then drive the weight into that heel. So we're getting a little stretch through that calf muscle. And then bring yourself back in, marching steps again. And then take the other leg back, drive the weight into the heel. So you should feel the tension through the calf muscle. Lovely. Bring it in. Nice little marching steps again. Just keeping those legs moving. Super. And this time we're going to take a little step forward. So take a step forward again. Make sure you've got that width in your feet, so you're standing like you would be standing on a small railway line. Then we're going to take the weight into the back leg and sit the weight into the back leg, and then gently raise those toes. And you should be feeling that tension down the back of that hamstring, back of the leg at the top. Important, if you can, to keep your chest up and keep your head looking forward, which keeps a nice length in your spine. Sit yourself up, bring your legs in, give them a small march, step out with the other leg again. Make sure you've got that width in there so you're not going to wobble. Sit the weight into the back leg, keep the chest lifted, keep your eyes looking forward, and just lift up those toes gently. And then bring yourself in and into those marching steps. Super. Excellent. Just keep it moving, keeping those feet moving the whole way throughout. Good. And then just bring your feet to a nice little halt. Just for a second or two, we're just going to do just 2 shoulder rolls. Brilliant. And then start to get those feet moving again. Excellent. Good. Now the next little bit, we're going to try and raise this heart rate a little bit. So before we go into the next section, we want to loosen the joints, which is the bit that we've done with the mobility. making sure the joints are nicely lubricated. But we also want to get the muscles nice and warm. And if you think that the heart is a big muscle, just same as your thigh muscles or your bicep muscles, and it takes a good time to get that heart rate going, getting that big heart muscle warmed up, ready for exercise. So the next little bit now, we're going to try and just make those moves that we did in the first little bit a tiny bit bigger. So we're not going to go any faster, but we're going to try and make bigger movements. So lifting those knees a little bit higher. If you can swing your arms, that's great. If you don't want to swing your arms, if you want to keep one hand on the chair or whatever, that's absolutely fine. Super. That is brilliant. Good. Keep your chest lifted, standing nice and tall. And if it helps, imagine a little cord pulling out the top of your head that's making you really, really tall. Shoulders back and down. Super. Lovely. And we're going to take that marching down to a small march again. And we're going to do a little tap. So we're doing the little taps out to the front. And if you want to bring an arm in this time, that will help. Good. Just to get that heart muscle going. Fantastic. Brilliant. 3, 2, 1, and bring it back to that small march again. Just let your arms dangle by your side. Fantastic. So the next little bit is a step backwards. So again, step back and push in, and step back and push in. Now we can bring some arms into this one. You can do one arm or two. Bring arms, 2 if you want to do. So one arm, opposite leg, or 2 arms together. Fantastic. Excellent. And 3, 2, 1. Bring it back to that small march. Getting those shoulders back again. Fantastic. Good. Stepping out to the side, so step to the side. And again, we can bring some arms in. Brilliant. Maybe a little bit tiny, bigger stride out to the side with those toes pointed than we did in that first bit. Super. Just keep that going. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lovely. Bring the hands in. Nice little marching through these legs. Just keeping the heels moving. Nice and gently. Just relaxing those arms again. So this time we're going to step out to the front, but instead of pointing the toes, we're going to bring the heel out. Just bring the heel out to the front and try and just let those toes point up to the ceiling. And again, we can bring some arms in if you feel confident enough to do so. So we bring some arms in, we do same arm, same leg, same arm, same leg. Well done. Super. So this is it now. We're getting towards the end of the warm-up. You all should be feeling a lot warmer. Fantastic. Lovely. And just take it back into that little march in 3, in 2, and 1. Into those little marching feet. Just keeping those heels moving. Keeping those heels moving. Fantastic. Lovely. And we've just got one more. So we're just going to take the feet a little bit wider. And we're going to take it into a gentle sway side to side. And again, if you feel confident enough to let go of the chair, just let those arms drift side to side, not too high. We don't want to take the hands above the height of the heart. We just want to keep them at least in either below or in line with the heart, whichever you feel most comfortable with. And of course, you can keep one hand on the chair. Brilliant. Lovely. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Let the arms come down back into those little marching steps. Fantastic. Excellent. Now, just keep those feet moving just for a second or two, and then we're going to bring it to a little halt. Get yourself a drink before we go into this main section. Good. So, little marching feet to start with, and then we're going to start and bring these knees a little bit higher. Good. Well done. Excellent. Now, at any point, if you do need to take it down to this small march, please do. Otherwise, we've got another 30 seconds or so to go. Brilliant. Good. Well done. And again, you can bring the knees up and do no arms, or you can let those arms swing. You can even bend the elbows a little bit so the arms are driving back like a sprinter. Super. Just keeping those arms going, keeping the legs going if you can. Well done. We're nearly there. 3, 2, 1. Bring it back to that small march. Excellent. Pick up your weights. Choice of whatever you want to do. So your water bottles, your hand weights, or your milk cartons. Just keeping those feet moving. And we're going to do what we call a bicep curl. So we're going to bring the weight up towards your shoulder and back down. Up towards your shoulder and back down. So we're keeping this going now for another minute. Excellent. And if you want to, if you feel that this is not quite getting it there a little bit, if you like, you can do 2 arms. So we're doing 2 together, bringing the weights up towards your shoulders and back down. But remembering this is your sort of little rest. And if you do it single arms, it gives one arm a little tiny rest while the other one's going up. Fantastic. Lovely. But always keeping those feet moving. So with this bicep curl one as well, you need to be keeping that elbow tucked into your side. So it's just the lower part of the arm that's moving. We will get some work going up into the shoulders. And 3, 2, 1, and bring your weights down. Place them on the chair or somewhere where you can reach them and into those small marching steps. Fantastic. Good. Take your feet wider. We're going to do that little swaying action, but we're going to try and kick into your bottom. Kicking into your bottom. And again, if you want to do some arms, we can do a bicep curl one. I know we've just done some with them weights. So up to you, bicep curl. Super. Excellent, good. Well done, we're over halfway on this little section now. Good. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Brilliant. Bring your feet back to your normal hip width. Drop your arms down and pick up your weights again. Keeping those feet marching. Bring your weights to the front, and we're going to do a forward raise with each arm. Just raising it up, just in line with the shoulder, no higher. Super, just keeping those heels just moving. Go at your own pace. You don't necessarily have to keep up with me. Good, well done, we're nearly there. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lovely. Place those weights down, keeping those feet moving. Super. So we're going to do that one where we step back. So we're going to step back, push forward. Step back, push forward. Good. Step back, push forward. Brilliant. Excellent. And with this one, we can bring an arm out to the front if you want to. If you're doing 2 arms, one follows the leg, the other one comes out forward. Good. If you do feel a bit wobbly with your balance, just check that you're stepping with width in your feet and you're not tooting yourself onto a tightrope. Good. Fantastic. And 5, 4, 3, and 2, and 1. Lovely. Back into those little marching steps, just catching your breath. Take a drink at any point you want to. Don't necessarily wait for me to say take a drink. So the water's there. It's really important you keep drinking it just to keep your blood pressure nice and steadily, keeping your body rehydrated while you're exercising. Good. Pick up your weights again. Excellent. Keeping the heels moving. This time the weight's coming out to the side. Lovely. Again, try just to take it up no higher than the height of the shoulder. Even if you can only take it a small way up, that's absolutely fine. So we're getting now into this big shoulder joint. Super. Lovely. Good. Just keep that going. Keep those feet moving. Super. Well done. Excellent. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lovely. Bring the arms down. Little marching feet again. Keeping those feet moving. Good. Keeping those feet moving. Super. Now, I want you to, on this next exercise, to just make sure you are touching a chair or something. We're going to bring the feet to a little bit of a halt, and then we're going to go into some squats. So we're taking the bottom back as if you was going to sit down on the chair. Keep the chest lifted. Good. Keep the chest lifted. Just taking your bottom back and then dragging those hips forward. And again, with this one, if you want to bring some arms in, the arms come out to the front, no higher than the shoulders. Just keep it going there for another few seconds. We are nearly there. Excellent. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Fantastic. Back into those little marching steps again. Just keeping those feet moving. Excellent. So for the next exercise, you can either pick up one weight or 2. And we're going to just bring the weights up towards the chest, the shoulders. And we're going to press out to the front and bring it back in again. Press out to the front and bring it back in. Press out to the front and bring it back in. Just keeping those feet moving the whole time again. Fantastic. Just pressing out. You've got, you can hold it sideways. or holding onto the handle, whatever you want to do. That's brilliant, good, well done. Super. Lovely, just keeping those feet moving for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Brilliant. Place the weight down, keeping those feet moving again. Lovely. So this time, little step forward, little step back, little step forward, little step back. And the same, you bring some arms in. Same arm, same leg. Fantastic. Good. So with this section again, if you need a little break, just bring your feet back to your marching feet. Otherwise, hang on in there. Excellent. Oh, it's a long time a minute, isn't it? Fantastic. Good. Brilliant. Well done, everybody. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lovely. Bring those arms in, into those little marching feet again. Excellent. Pick up your weights, 2 weights. Let's do the milk bottles this time. So bring your weights together at the front, keeping those feet moving, and we're going to raise those elbows and bring them back down again. Good. Important on this one to keep the elbows higher than the wrists. Just lifting the elbows. Just concentrate on the elbows. Don't think about the weight. So think about raising the elbows. Fantastic. Keeping those feet moving. That's lovely. Good. Well done. Super. Just keeping them moving. Keeping those elbows nice and high. Fantastic. Good. Brilliant. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lovely. Bring the elbows up, back down again. Place your weights down, back into your little marching steps. Just keeping the feet moving. And we're going to do those little heel digs. So dig into the front with those heels. So toes up towards the ceiling if you can. So you have to think about adjusting the weight from one leg to the other on this one as well. Good. Super. And arms if you want to. Bicep curl. Good. Fantastic. Excellent. Just keeping those arms moving. Keeping the feet moving. And we've got 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lovely. Bring the arms down. Just keeping those feet moving. Fantastic. Excellent. Good. Feet moving. So this time, I'm going to use my water bottles. So keeping the feet moving, and we're just going to reach down to one side, back up to centre, and down to the other side, back up to centre. Lovely. Down to one side, back up. Excellent. Down to one side. Just as far as you feel comfortable to go without letting the shoulders turn. So keeping those shoulders back and keep them facing forward. Excellent. Well done. Fantastic. And 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one. Brilliant. Keep the feet moving. Excellent. Good, good, good. Good. So next one, half star. This is the one that we did do in the warm-up with stepping to the side. But this time we're going to bring 2 arms in. We're going to step to the side and take those arms out to the side. Fantastic. Good. Just keeping it going. Again, you can go slower if you want to. You don't have to bring your arms as high. Just tapping out with those toes and bringing those arms in. Good, well done. Super. Well done. We are over halfway on the minute now, so this is really good. Excellent. Fantastic. And 3, 2, 1. Bring the arms in. Nice little marching steps again. Super, just catching your breath. And we're going to pick up this time, we're going to pick up 1 weight. Or you can pick up 1 weight or 2 weights, up to you. And you're going to draw them into your chest. Keeping the feet moving, we're going to turn to the side and back to centre. And turn to the side and back to centre. Turn to the side. Just turning those shoulders in your head. Now, if you want to make this a bit harder, you can hold them out to the front. Turning to the side, back to centre, and turning to the side. Keeping the feet and the hips facing forward. This is really working the core muscles, so deep down into your tummy muscles. And back. Excellent. Just keep it going for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lovely. Bring those weights down. Nice little marching steps again. Keeping those feet moving. Get yourself a little drink if you want to. Don't forget to keep drinking. Keeping those feet moving all the time. Super, good. So the next exercise involves quite a lot of balance. So we're going to keep the feet moving and we're going to do a little tap behind. And we're going to do 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Marching steps. Excellent. Good. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And marching steps. Good. So this involves a little bit of marching in between. And that's because it involves quite a lot of balance. So we're just doing the little sets of about 6. So 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lovely. Little marching steps. Fantastic. Good. And we're going again. 5, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and little marching steps. Now this one's quite difficult, but if you want to give it a go with the arms, we go 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Brilliant. Marching steps. Good. If you do want to add a little bit more difficulty to this one, we're going to bring it round in a circle, tap it back, round and round. 2 and 1. Super. Little marching steps. Good. Excellent. And we've got last set coming up. So we're going to go 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Marching steps. Fantastic. Lovely. Good. So we're getting towards the end now. We've got one more exercise with the weights for our final little active recovery. So we're going to pick up the 2 weights and we're going to go back to the first one that we did. So we're going to go bicep curls. So we're going to go 1 arm or 2, bringing it up towards your shoulder, just as far as it feels comfortable to go. Quite important on this one that you get a full range of movement. So as with all of them really, so you're making the arms come down nice and straight. Excellent. Good, lovely. And 3 and 2 and 1. And marching steps. Fantastic, good. Place your weights down. We're just going to take the feet a little bit wider. We're going to do that sway one, just again to bring our heart rate down. So we're going now into our cool down. Little sway, so no arms or anything like that. Super. Bring your feet back in. Just make sure you're standing on that railway line and marching feet. Good. Excellent. And a little tap out to the front. Good. And then bring it back in. Marching feet. So we're taking these marching steps much smaller now. Just lifting those heels and we're tapping out to the side. Good. Lovely. And I forgot to talk about our RPE card. So when we are warming up, we want to be in our 2 to 3 range. So just tapping out to the side. So getting the body warmed up, we talked about that. When we're in our main section, so you want to be trying to work at about between level 3 and 6. So you're getting quite moderately out of breath, but not working to an intensity where you can't talk while you're exercising. Good. And then bring the feet into a small march. And then we're tapping out to the front. Good. And thinking again about this RPE scale. Now we're in our cool down. We're trying to come back down the ladder again. So we're coming back down to our level 3 and 2. So we're coming back down in the scale. Brilliant. And then just bring the feet in again, small march. Good. Just lifting the heels. And then we're going to do a tap out to the front again. Just very lightly. Just letting those arms dangle by your side again. Good. Super. And then bring your feet into a small march. And we're going for a little tap back. Super. So we're going into our stretches like we did at the beginning. This time we're going to hold the stretches for a bit longer, but it's important still to keep those feet moving. Good, last one. Into a small march. We're going to bring our hands to the front, keeping the feet moving, pushing the hands away and just dropping your chin down to your chest. And we want to hold these stretches for quite a bit longer than we did at the beginning. Let the arms come down. Keep the feet moving. We're going round in a circle and either placing your hands on the base of your spine or holding your fingers at the back. You want to try and squeeze the shoulder blades together and push your chest out forward. Just lifting your head so you're just looking forward. Super. Bring your arms round. Few little marching steps, just keeping those feet moving. We're going to take a step backwards. We're going to drive the weight into the back heel. Remember to stand on your railway line so you're not wobbling. Hold on to the chair if you want to, because when we're stretching, we don't want any wobbling. We only want the brain to think about that muscle that we're trying to stretch back out again, and hopefully make our flexibility better. Good. And step in. Small marching steps. And then take a step back with the other one. And drive the weight into the heel. Good. Keeping the chest lifted. Keep your head looking forward. Good. So holding these stretches for about 30 seconds at the end. Fantastic. Take a step in. Little marching steps. Super. Take a step out to the front, and we're going to bring the weight onto the back leg. So take a step out, take the weight onto the back leg, just gently lift those toes, so bottom's coming back, and then you can either hold onto the chair or place your hands on the bent leg and just look forward. So you should feel the tension in the back of that big hamstring muscle, back of the leg at the top there. It's worked so hard. Lovely. And bring yourself up and take a step forward with the other leg. Take the weight onto the back leg. So you're sitting as if you're sitting on the back leg. Lift your toes a little bit if you can, or keep your toes on the floor, whatever feels most comfortable. Keep your head looking forward. Feeling that nice tension through that hamstring muscle. It shouldn't be painful, it should just feel like a mild tension. We want to try and improve the flexibility in this muscle. This helps us reach down to our feet and tying up your shoelaces and things like that as well. And bring it up. Nice little marching steps. Super. Just bring your feet to a nice little halt. And then we're going down to one side. And back up to the other side. Have a little march. And then down to the other side again. Quite difficult to keep your feet moving on this one, but if you can, that is great. And come up to centre again. And we're going to do one more down to each side. Holding it a little bit longer this time. Super. Come back up, have a little march. And then down to this side. And come back up and give those feet a nice little march. This time it's really just about lifting the heels. Just lifting the heels. Super. And then bring your feet to a nice halt. Bring your hands out to the side. Bring them together and give yourselves a massive big clap. Well done.
Where are you? There you are.